right, so when the dust settles, the tape comes down, and everyone's finally washed their bikes, there's only one thing left to do. We're going to find out how the fast folks made it look easy. This is Transfer Talk, and today we're sitting down with your 2025 West Virginia Enduro Series champions. So welcome back to Transfer Talk, the official podcast of the Enduro Series. I'm Micah, your president and fellow sufferer on those transfers. Today, we have a fun one for you. We got the two pro champions joining us this year to rewind, tell some stories, and probably just humble us all just a little bit. So we're going to go around and just kind of introduce yourself and, tell us like what kind of bike you rode and that kind of stuff.
Sweet. Ladies first.
My name is Jenny McFall, and I race in Pro Women's for the Enduro Series, and I ride a Specialized Stump Jumper Evo fixed with Olin suspension. And come on.
Shame.
Featured on Atomic Wheels, which are great Maxxis tires, do all the good things. So that's my basic setup.
Yeah. What about you, sir?
Most of you guys probably already know I'm Ethan Flanagan. I've been racing this series since 2017, I think is when I actually started. I've been doing it on a selection of bikes, but the latest and greatest is the Norco site. I've been on the 160 version, and I've managed to change everything on it because I'm constantly looking for some sort of marginal gains because my competition continues to get harder and harder. So I think I change my setup almost every race, which is probably an issue.
I can confirm that.
Except suspension.
Don't even.
No.
Don't. Nope.
I didn't change brake pads because MTX actually helps me out with that, and I use Volet gear. Even changed bike companies halfway through this season. Adaptability. That's
all right. So we're going to really get into this one today. So we're going to kind of break down the structure here. All right. So the first segment we're going to talk about is going to be the race that broke you. The second segment is going to be the secret sauce. The third segment will be behind the bars. And fourth segment will be rapid fire. It's just going to kind of be a fun round. I'm going to ask them a bunch of fun questions. So segment one is the race that broke you. And we're going to kind of start honest. Everyone thinks that champions kind of have it easy. I don't know if that's so or not. But we all know there's a race that pretty much almost took you out. So what was your toughest round of the season? That could be weather, crash, mechanical, just kind of bad luck, if you believe in luck. So, what do you guys think?
You get this one.
I don't know. Probably, I hate racing in the rain. So I think Valley Falls might have took the cake on that one. Plus, there does seem to be like a bunch of, maybe it's like the pressure that I end up putting on myself, but it kind of is like my home territory, even though we're 45 minutes away driving wise. But yeah, it's in the middle of the summer. It was real hot, but then it rained on us. You have three different types of trail conditions. And I think it might have been the first time that competition like leveled up some. So I got smoked.
Because but Jack Brown came to that one. Yeah.
Jack's no slow boy, but hey, makes everybody be on their A game. So that was probably my race that was the biggest struggle for me anyway.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Mine was, if you guys caught the last episode, it was definitely Cacapen. I think just between the length of the day, which was kind of our own fault because we asked for it. They did. We asked for it, so it was good. It was a tough, proper enduro, but between just being a long day, kind of some poor in the race planning and strategy, and then just transfer from 4 to 5, so into the last stage, I got a flat on the transfer and had to basically limp that on an insert all the way up the transfer, which was, for anybody who was there, you remember, it wasn't fun. And then I had I have to wear prescription glasses and my inserts. Those broke on me going into that stage. Thankfully, there was the time extension, because if not, definitely wouldn't have made the time cutoff. So there was the stress of that as well. And then for that one too, for some reason, my right pedal wouldn't clip in. So I was running kind of with one foot. One foot wouldn't go in. So that was a long day for me. That one, I did almost cry. There was no tears, but I was pretty upset. And so that one was rough for me. It was very, very big day.
Yeah. All right. So how'd you guys pull it back together after that? Like going through the wow, the challenges of like
the valleys.
the weather, right? The weather hits you. You have the stiffer competition. Like, how'd you kind of like pull it back together? And did that race change how you approach the rest of the season?
It was probably more so a bit of just like rinse and repeat, kind of like, all right, there's always going to be somebody faster than you. It's just whether or not they actually attend that race, and then you just have to get back in the mindset of like, okay, I need to practice, I need to do my workouts, I need to do the intervals, put in the time, eat right, get my bike set up, dialed. Like, I don't know, I hate saying it, but you have to go back to like doing the process so that you end up reaping the rewards at the end of it. So that was kind of just like hitting the reset button and going back into the next race with good setup and clear mind.
Yeah. So what about you, Janae?
For me, it was definitely a perspective bear. Again, like just how handling the day, kind of timing yourself properly, especially for a really big day that day brought, between just length and elevation and all of that. It was a very tough day. It was very good. So just think more strategy, reevaluate, kind of like Ethan said, go back to the drawing board, reevaluate. If there's training that needs to be done in between for either fitness or feature, making sure just too, for me, like having so many mechanicals on that race, it made me reassess what I would want with me, what I don't want with me, how I would handle that in the future of, getting up flat and then having to basically throw a CO2 in it every 6 or 7 minutes and things like that. So it was a big, just more so of a broad picture evaluation. How would I do this differently next time? Take it as a grain of salt, but rinse, reset, and just come back with a little more knowledge next time.
Yeah. Good information.
Yeah, it's about the only thing you can do, though.
Yeah.
If you just let it dwell on you, it's just going to eat you alive. So.
Yeah.
And where it's so many things out. I mean, we can't control the weather.
No.
Couldn't control it pouring down rain at Valley Falls. Can't control when I get a flat. Sometimes we can, but for the most part, those these things just happen. So it's just how we best handle them in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the nice things about living together too. Is like we go home from the race and just talk about like what could we have done different? How are we going to fix this for next time? Like, well, we should have done the stages in this order, and we would have got like. The rain would have benefited us the most. It was just like constant strategizing.
I'm sure if anybody overheard like our car rides home after races, they would probably just be, it would probably be a horrible conversation for somebody else to listen
So you're saying I need to mic you guys up for the drives home?
Yeah. We'll have a dashboard cam.
Dashboard cameras.
We'll have post-race dashboard cameras.
All right. And then segment 2, we're going to talk about the secret sauce. So those of you that are watching, this is probably where you're going to want to take some notes. Just throwing that out there. So what's one thing that made the difference for you this season? Could be training, mindset, eating better, or just riding bikes more than everybody else. Like, I mean,
do you do that?
Like,
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a ton of on the bike time, and it's not so much just like trying to show up and dominate every race. It's showing up to every race and trying to be consistent is what I'd say is the biggest thing, is like knowing your limits and trying to make the best judgment call while you're out there. It's not like, and it's no secret either. I mean, there's tons of podcasts and YouTube channels that say like, this is what you need to do to get fit and all that stuff, and like do your exercises and blah blah blah. But yeah, I think with this series especially, it comes down to just like showing up, knowing the tracks and just like doing the best that you can on that day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just to add into that is I know for me, my secret sauce is I just show up to ride my bike. I'm there to ride my bike on some great trails, and it's usually amongst really great weather and great place with really great people, and it's like that already check off the box for a really great day. Results, obviously, we're racers. We race to win. A win is always a great day, but it's not going to make or break a really good day that happens. Like standing on a podium isn't going to affect the 8 hours of racing prior to that. So it's just show up, do the best that you can, be consistent, do what you can do within your level. And but then too, we're just there to ride bikes. At the end of the day, it's just riding bikes.
Yeah. So kind of just like ride bikes, have fun.
Pretty much.
That's the whole reason we're supposed to be doing this, right? Is to like have fun, enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I forget about that.
We all do.
So if you forget about that, does that mean you have a training plan, or do you just wing it? Give us the truth. Give us the truth.
Us on Strava.
It depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what the week is, whether or not I make an excuse of if I can do the intervals or not. Yeah, there's a lot of Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays where I don't feel like doing intervals.
Kind of like today when it's raining outside. Yeah.
But hey, we're off season.
Yeah,
it's off season now.
It's post season.
We'll give you some slack.
To do that.
Yeah. They got what? Maybe Cranksgiving coming up.
Yeah, Cranksgiving coming up probably.
And that's just a party in the woods. It's
it's kind of like another Slady Fork.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
So any race day rituals? Coffee routine, lucky socks,
breakfast burritos,
funky playlist. I mean, like.
I think everything you mentioned, I actually do. So I'll let you go first.
I don't know. I think it's just more so. Thankfully, race mornings are so chill. It's like such a good atmosphere, and everybody's just kind of there, just more so get ready. I think just double check everything mainly. Definitely eat a breakfast burrito. That I think has been my like race rituals. I make breakfast burritos every single round. And
they're pretty good. Just saying. Pretty good.
They're delicious.
If anybody wants to order for next season. But yeah, other than that, I think it's just like make sure have everything and get in a good bathroom break. If you can poop on race day, it's going to be a good day.
Probably true.
It is. That's my superstition. I think if I cannot get in a good bathroom, it's not going to be a good day.
Yeah. So make sure you drink your coffee well before you get on the bike.
Yeah.
That way you got that bathroom cycle going for you.
Let's talk about more.
Yeah, all right. Before we get too deep into that section, we don't want to go there. We're going to move on to segment 3. And segment 3 is behind the bars. So we're going to nerd out for just a few minutes on some bike setups. So any major change kind of mid-season?
I'm just going to let you take this.
For you had some big mid-season changes. Do you think that helped you level up? Or was it just a matter of just trying to get comfy on a setup that's going to help you, I don't know, just like get those results for the rest of the season?
Yeah. To start off with, Kanoa and Kikapen, I rode a Rocky Mountain altitude with all the same parts basically from last year. I had a different frame, but it was the same frame, just had to sell one to get another one sort of deal.
Yeah.
All the same parts from last year, and the same parts that I had been training and riding all winter long. So I had that set up pretty well dialed. Kikapen went as well as it could. It was actually my first time winning that race, which is sick. Haunted me, it seems like. So that was cool. And then Kanoa is probably my favorite venue to race. So I always love going there and riding those trails. Setup wise though, mid-season had a bit of a job role change, and I'm fortunate enough to where I actually work in the bike industry. The Rocky Mountain had a change in ownership, and due to that reason, they let all their sales reps go in the spring. And I went back to working at a bike shop and helping out locally. Then I ended up picking up a sales role position with Norco about end of July. And I had a pretty good feeling that I was going to get the job, but it wasn't in writing yet. And I basically bought a bike out of spite because I was mad at Rocky. And then a month later, I was able to win nationals on that bike in 30 plus class. So fastest old guy, fastest masters.
Go Masters.
Fastest masters. We don't fight classes. And then I'm constantly just tinkering with stuff, which I should probably dial that knob back a little bit.
He does his own product testing.
So I've changed everything on the bike except the seat posts, and I've actually changed that once and then put it back.
So I'm
running the same bars
because they're not titanium. But we'll save that story for a different day. But so needless to say, you've had a lot of changes kind of mid-season. Yeah. Some good, some bad.
I think the only thing I haven't changed mid-season is brake pads. Legitimately, the MTX brake pads are the only thing I haven't changed.
I mean, it seems from my point of view that the changes that I made have been for the good for you. So we're gonna leave that there, and we're gonna go to Ginny.
I'm not so complicated.
Yeah. So mid-season changes that you think helped you level up, or just trying to get comfy on a bike, set up, where are we at there?
Well, that's true. Thanks for that plug. Yeah. So I'm on the same Stump Jumper Evo. I'm on a 2022 year Stump Jumper Evo. I love the bike. I love the setup. I've been running that. The only real upgrade change I made from that is running atomic wheels with bird spokes on them. Great for flexibility and then dampening, and just kind of helps absorb so much more of the trail chatter in the atomic wheels. So that's always been my big thing with them. And going into nationals, that was a 160 bike setup, and so East Coast, it's right for what we're riding, but it can be a little much sometimes for especially the way that I ride. And so then going into Enduro Nationals, coming back from that, I had an Olin suspension setup, so switched that, and that dropped me down to a 150 suspension setup. So that was probably my mid-season change, was coming back from nationals and going on to Olin's, which was great change, great upgrade, great change. Both suspension setups had each of their points, but that was probably my big change for mid-season. And then that seemed to just had, from not being serviced, has had issues. So then my whole conclusion of bike setup for a season is when I get onto a bike that I can consistently make sure that it's operating the way it should be, it will be a great day. So it'll be really cool when suspension can get dialed appropriately due to my own errors. So it's operator error.
You have the incredible ability to never blame anything on the bike and always blame yourself. So you just adapt to whatever. Like,
so
her suspension literally didn't work for the last race. Like I could barely get the fork to collapse.
I'm 235, 240 pounds, 6'5", and I could get the fork to go down maybe an inch. She was on a rigid fork pretty much.
I think we finally got it. We took a lot of air pressure out, below recommended, because something's not.
The exchange was happening. In layman's terms, something was broke inside.
So needless to say, what she's kind of saying is make sure you service your suspension before race season starts.
Yeah, that's a great recommendation. Yeah. And then changing mid-season, I think, is never an issue, especially when you get used to it. As you grow through the season, we as riders, we perform better the more we're doing it. Racing is the best practice we can get, and so I think changing things mid-season. Some people think it's a little superstitious to change their setups or anything. If they want on a bike, we can't change anything on it. But I think it shows our progression as riders as well throughout a season, because from race 1 to the final round, we've progressed so much, and we've brought ourselves so much further as riders. So I think naturally, as we're improving as riders throughout the season, I think if our bike setups do too, I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah. So bike setups, what are you running? Bars, frame, fork, shock, like that kind of stuff. Let's just quick
Cool. Yeah,
roll off real quick.
Go down the list.
Yeah.
I'm running a Norco Sight 160 right now with a Cane Creek Tygon for the rear shock. I'm running a Prototype 38 fork because I'm doing some product testing for Fox. Then I have Race Face Aero bars with Maven brakes. I have silver level Mavens with Ultimate calibers and MTX gold level pads in them. The last race I used DT40 hubs. The rear is laced to a Stans Flow rim. The front is laced to a DT Swiss 541. I was running a Schwabe Albert up front and a Conti Cryptotol rear.
I'm so glad I'm so basic.
You're complicated.
If we were both this complicated, it would be a nightmare.
Yeah. Kish course?
I've been no inserts.
No inserts.
Yeah.
All right.
But I've been
Knock on
running
wood.
downhill casing tires and alloy wheels since the catastrophe last year of making a rim turn into 5 pieces at Cacapen.
Yeah.
So that was Cacapen last year, and the year before that, I catapulted myself over the handlebars. So for anybody that was listening during episode 1, that's why Cacapen has haunted me.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to move to the less complicated person, which
This
is
will be quick.
Jenny. So give us a rundown on your bike setup real quick.
I'm running a 2023 stock Stump Jumper Evo. Stock bars, stock cranks. I mean, obviously, we've swapped out the drivetrain, but I think I've only changed chain and cassette once, but still SRAM basic OG drivetrain works great. Mechanical. And then I ran atomic carbon wheels with laced on Industry 9 hubs with Bird's books on them. And then I think that's really it. And then the Öhlins, going between stock suspension on that bike and then the Öhlins suspension.
What's the stock suspension? Fox?
RockShox. So
Rock
this was their RockShox, their kind of limited RockShox build that they did in the Evo in 2023. So that's been really neat. So running RockShox on that, have been running RockShox on that, and then moving on to the Öhlins mid-season.
Nice. Yeah. So tires. How many tires did you guys destroy? Rip knobs off? Like, did you guys swap tires? Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of talked about tires in your setup. Switch between Contis and Schwablis. However you pronounce it.
Schwabule.
Yeah.
Schwab. I say Schwab, but I'm sure there's an actual.
If we were French.
Yeah. So tires, like, do you replace them when they're worn out? Like how often? You know.
So I run Maxxis tires. I usually run my standard setup as a DHF and a DHR, which is usually pretty great for our conditions of East Coast. Really good in dry conditions and also really nice and grippy on wet routes and slick conditions. Seems to hook really well in corners. Have worked really well for me. My biggest tire, I don't run through tires quite as often because I don't ride like you guys. So I'm more delicate. And so my biggest tire change is conditions. And so I'll switch between going to a high roller in the front if it's, wet, slick conditions or even in dry conditions. My biggest change is I swap in conditions if I can. And then I think I did go through 2 sets this year though. Flatted and the flat and Cacapen. And then I changed out coming into the last round because the knobs were all pretty chewed off and I'm pretty worn down. So coming into Kanawha, wanted a fresh set to a little less slippery.
Yeah. What about yourself over there?
How about you?
I think that's also the perks of being like 120 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah. For most of the season, I ran Conti Cryptos front and rear, downhill casing, a super soft up front, and a just regular soft in the rear.
Were you on the same like those tires for? So you decided to switch to the Albert in the front?
I think I honestly, with the last year I was racing Maxxis, and the Max Grip compound, I had to switch tires every race in order to just, because the knobs would start to rip off. The Contis I can make last 2 races before like they start to peel. It's almost like when your knuckles and stuff get dry, like the side knobs and stuff start to like peel off a little bit, and they start to wash in corners a little bit more. So I would change out cryptos probably every 2 races. I was also kind of swapping between wheel sets, trying to make tires last a little bit longer, and doing some experimenting there as well. And then the last 2 races, Snowshoe and Kikapen, I started
Snowshoe and Kanawha.
Yeah, Snowshoe and Kanawha. I started playing around with the new Schwalbe radial tire up front, running the same pressure front and rear with the Schwalbe Conti combo, which I guess is kind of uncommon, but it's what I found I could adapt to the quickest. Yeah. And yeah, it's been pretty good. I noticed the Schwalbe takes a lot of the vibration out of the front. Like It seemed like it tracked a little bit better.
Nice. Yeah. All right. So honest right here. Need you guys to be honest. How many times did you not wash your bike after a race or in between races?
I don't think any. Almost like
So you get home and you immediately wash your bike?
Yeah. Immediate like wash run, and it's kind of like that rinse and repeat, like check through everything.
A lot of times I have to wash the bike because I have to replace something on it.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, like, I broke this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wash it so I can.
I'm like really lucky. A lot of times I probably wouldn't have washed my bike. I would have not worried about it, but he washes it for me, so it gets washed.
You're so pampered.
Yeah, but she also makes the breakfast burritos.
I have breakfast burritos.
It's a team effort.
It's a team effort. Yep. It works.
Where's my burritos? Where's my bike wash?
We have definitely given you burritos.
Yes.
But what about a bike wash?
Well, I'm not coming to your house.
It's
to
a big
wash
bike.
your bike. Yeah.
Big bike.
If we lived closer, maybe.
It's 10 minutes.
It's
12.
It's
okay. All right. Fine. Fine. I'll wash my own bikes. So
it's good for you.
Eventually.
Yeah. Don't look in the garage.
Yeah.
There might be 4 bikes in there that are completely dirty right now.
Just depends on how bad the conditions for
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. Like Snowshoe this year, you could just like take a little compressed air and just blow the bike off, and it was good.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. All right. So segment 4 here. This is going to be our rapid fire round. So we're going to wrap this up with just a few quick hitters. No overthinking. Just kind of the first thing that pops into your head. So best stage of the year.
Bat Portal.
I would have to agree.
All right. Bat Portal.
I would say Bat Portal or Ron Wriggling was good too.
Yeah. Both at Canal, round 1.
Both Canal, round 1. The dirt was just supreme there.
Yeah.
Excellent conditions that race.
Yeah. You want Primo dirt and some of the best hand-cut fresh loamers? You need to be at Canal, round 1. Yeah. It's kind of the place to be.
They set a really high bar for the rest of the season. I mean, everybody does. Every place is great and has its own kind of like feature to it, but I say that was a great season opener.
Well, and I think the weather worked out just right too, because I think it rained on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. It rained I think Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
So
throughout the week,
it was like the hero dirt recipe. So it was great.
Yeah. All right, favorite transfer snack?
No, Bobo's, PB&J, oatmeal.
I knew you were going to say
that has actually been consistent all season long.
The one thing that's been consistent. Good job.
You want to get to the top? Bobo's.
What about you, Jenny?
I like on a fueling nutrition level, like just regular snack. Always appreciate like good gummy bears, gummy worms. Those were always kind of like post stage, and then some type of fig bar. Those are always nice. But then I will say on a fueling level, really got into working with and trying carb gels, like 50-gram carb gels. And those were really excellent.
So are those your favorite?
I mean, I think just overall for like immediacy and performance, I mean, like that's what I would grab over anything else. If I could grab one thing, that's what I would grab. Is if you have not tried them, highly recommend. It was immediate energy, immediate source. It was easy to eat and consume. Like, highly recommend.
Nice. Yeah. All right, sketchiest moment of the season.
Oh, that's tough. I know for me, Slady Fork, stage 6 coming down, what is it, Tea Creek?
Tea Creek Mountain,
Creek Mountain. I got to the bottom of that, and I said, if I did not win this stage, I quit. Because I took lines I didn't practice, but also, like, had really pushed my comfort level. Like, for me, it's a gauge of when I'm uncomfortable, I know I'm in the right speed. And so that one that was probably my sketchiest, because there were some lines on there I didn't try and practice, but did at very high rate of speed, kind of on the spot. A lot of stuff that had gotten burned in new on that stage by the time I got to it. So that was probably my best, most like confidently sketchy moment. But I'm trying to think if there's any like moments where I almost died.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back through those moments too. I know at Snowshoe, like I almost smashed a tree. I actually have that on GoPro, but I was somehow able to avoid that at the last second. I was trying to get back on the trail because I had gotten diverted off a little bit, like landed, G'd out, and just rebounded off the trail basically. And it was either smack a tree head on or almost come to a complete stop. So I had to do that. But
I'm trying to think. For me, there was one stage, I can't remember where, but I remember I nose manualed, and I didn't mean to.
I don't think anybody ever means to do that.
But it worked. But it worked.
Black Bear at Canola always has some like
that rock garden, or should I say drainage?
Right. It's like the stream bed that we go through. Yeah. And then the off-camber section after that, where like you take that high line, it only works in the dry.
Oh yeah.
That's always a little sketchy.
Yeah. All right. So most fun race weekend. Which race weekend was the best?
It's almost a cop-out. I want to say Canola again, just the last weekend, because it is the last weekend. You're wrapping up the series. There's a sense of release, like a relief to it already, and there wasn't a lot of people there, but unfortunately, the last round. But it made it seem just.
It was kind of more intimate.
Yeah. Like very tight-knit, family-oriented. Yeah. Or Slady Fork, probably.
My vote would be Slady Fork. The hospitality that the Slady Fork crew put out was top notch.
Yeah, it's always top notch.
Yeah, Polka Trail. Shout out to Polka Trails and Shark for making that weekend so good.
Yeah, and then that was a great. I mean, I think into just like we got great weather that weekend. It was excellent. It was like prime to be camping. They pulled out all of the stops as far as like band over on Friday night. Friday night
and Saturday night.
Yeah. The biggest bonfire of the season.
Definitely the biggest bonfire of the season.
And they fed us like
multiple meals
4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It was hard to beat.
Yeah, Slady Fork was pretty great. Those two, I think, are probably the best camping scenarios to come in and hang out and camp.
Yeah, but I think finals. I'm going to give myself an answer. I think finals is probably the most fun this year. So if you weren't at finals, you definitely missed out.
It was a good time.
We kind of did like a turn track, dual slalom type thing. It was kind of a little ghetto.
It was very ghetto, but it
worked, and everybody had fun.
It's not ghetto; it's grassroots.
Yeah, there we go, grassroots. Then we did like a bunny hop competition.
Yeah.
We just gave away prizes, and it was kind of like a fun time.
Just goofed off. It was a bunch of goofing
on Saturday night. Yeah, it was a good time.
Really good.
All right, so a dream venue for a future West Virginia Enduro.
Ooh.
I want to see Davis make more like Enduro like trails. Like something that goes from the ridge down into the valley.
So like a timberline, like doing something at timberline, or
Timberline would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because that's close enough to Davis. Because Davis is such a cool little mountain town. Davis and Thomas right there.
That's such a
You have all the
great
stuff
atmosphere.
in Blackwater State Park, and you have the old Moon Rock stuff and Voodoo Rocks. But then you can't be. There's 1,000 foot of drop at Timberline.
yeah,
So,
it's a lot.
yeah, that's it's more than anywhere else in West Virginia, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Tea Creek Mountain might rival it at like 800, I think.
I think Tea Creek Mountains. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say it's like 1,100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it might be.
I think it's one of the biggest descents in West Virginia.
Okay, sweet.
Because essentially you're going from mountaintop all the way down to the river.
Yeah.
Um,
And we might be able to get away with one in like the George Washington Forest, right on the edge of Virginia, and just do all the West Virginia.
do all the West Virginia side.
Like,
that side of the border.
What is it, like Death Star? Yeah.
Just do all of those.
Just mob 12-minute descents.
That series could be that race. It could be like north of the border. That's what it'd be called.
Yeah, north of the border. Yeah, the best Virginia trails. So what about you? Future dream Enduro stop?
I don't know. Say like being relatively new to this state, like and really diving into it this way, and in enduro in general. That's really hard for me to make that call. I mean, I lean on judgment of timberline and just elevation change. But I feel, every place features really well, and there's not any place I haven't liked.
Yeah.
So I couldn't give a solid opinion to that. I lean on their judgment.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if we could do something like Seneca Rocks, Spruce Knob, North Fork area, like Allegheny Mountain Trail.
Allegheny Mountain Trail. Yeah.
North Fork.
That would be kind of almost that Davis-esque.
Yeah, I don't even know
area.
if we could get permission to do like a proper race North Fork. That'd be wild.
That would be.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the talking to Shark would be the best bet because they're kind of contracts for the national force and that kind of stuff. They'd be the one to dig into that. But if you guys do follow me on my own personal social media stuff, you'll just see where I went and checked out 2 new locations for venues this past weekend. So we got some cool things cooking up.
It's exciting.
One has close to 1,200 feet of vert. And we're going to be building some sick stuff at that one this winter. So be sick. And then the other one's about 700 feet of vert, the other location. So
Still proper.
I mean, we're going to build some proper stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
So moving on, who would you least want to follow you down a stage, or who would you least want to follow down a stage?
Least want to follow.
Yeah, who'd be the one person that you do not want to follow?
Me? Oh! I'm sorry. I thought you were saying you don't want to follow.
Yeah. Your turn.
Oh, okay.
No, that's rude. And not true. You get a good view from
Kid friendly.
You made up for that real quick.
Yeah, it's PG.
I don't know. I feel like the series has really been. I mean, is this just people within the series?
I
feel
people
like
just
I feel
people
like we're
just
calling
in general,
somebody out.
or like just people in general.
People in general.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to name drop. Just be like,
I do feel bad for anybody that does follow me when I don't wear my glasses. It's tedious.
You don't want to follow the blind version of yourself,
right? Yeah, I don't want to follow the blind version of myself. Yeah, it's the blind. Definitely the blind would be leading you. I don't know. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Honestly, I feel like everybody. I mean, for the most part, like as a series, we have really great riders and really quality people.
Yeah. Look at that. Go you guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was thinking like maybe Benji, maybe Sketchy Johnny from Davis. But that's like it would actually be entertaining to follow.
Dude,
them.
so we were setting gates at Capon, and I was on the e-bike going out North Zyler with Benji.
Yeah.
And the dude dropped me.
Oh yeah.
Going out the top flat section.
Oh, yeah.
And like I was death gripping, fearing for my life. And the dude is out of sight on a clapped out Kona or whatever he rides. And I was like,
dude, you got to take those turns fast when your brakes don't work.
Sometimes I think he like shoves his foot back there like a BMX bike,
I wouldn't. He can rip.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Like sometimes I kind of want to be like, hey, I'll sit at timing today. You go throw a chip on and you go race. Like, I'd be curious to see, like, where he would still stack up.
Yeah, it would be cool to see him, like, can he race 50 plus or is he in 40s? He could probably still get
I think both. I think Owen and Sam are both in college.
So
now.
should we put him against Jason Sear?
Ooh, a battle of the masters.
Because it would be that's when it would come down to like tech versus
just power,
tech and like
physicality.
Yeah.
That could be a good showdown for 2026.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something special at one of the races next year.
Just do like a single, like almost like Super D run or something.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
Think about
night stage.
Night stage. All right. So, what's one piece of advice you'd give someone who wants to chase the overall next year?
Better.
So kind of everybody in the pro class. Like, what can you say that's going to motivate people?
Man, like, at the last race, this was actually pretty cool. The guys that I ended up finishing beside, like, we rode with the whole day. So that was really cool. I mean, like, you literally just, like, you hung out with your competitors, but they're also your peers.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't hate your competitor, because I think the first couple years that I raced, like 2017, 2018, it was almost like, man, I can't stand that guy because he keeps beating me. And then I don't know if I had like an attitude or a mindset change or what, but I started being like, well, that's dumb. I should just like learn from him and I should try to go ride with him.
Yeah.
And that's when I started seeing a lot more improvements, because I was seeing like, oh, well, like he's beating me because he's doing intervals and he's really fit, or he's taking better line choice than I am, or he's not crashing as much.
Yeah.
Like that's what I ended up kind of finding. So I don't know. My biggest piece of advice is like, don't necessarily hate the guys that may or may not be beating you, but more so like try to learn from them and go from there, because I had a great time riding with my like fellow competitors this season.
Yeah. I think going on that, it's like, like the person's faster than you, and be like, hey man, like can we go ride one day? Like
I got Jack Brown's phone number and you can bet your butt that I'm going to be texting him this winter.
Yeah. I mean,
and the best training you can do is ride with faster people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah. So is that your hot take on some motivation there for him?
I think just that it doesn't necessarily come down to. I mean, yes, having I feel like a structure of fitness plays a role, like the consistency and structure of fitness, of technical and just like riding your bike and improving on that. Ride with faster people. That is how you get faster, because they're going to be the ones in those situations that will push your speed and push your comfort zones. I think for me as a woman and racing with great women, and then also being in a very male-dominated sport, we don't have a whole lot of women that race. And I think a lot of that comes from insecurity, and a lot of that comes from maybe some just fear of the pace of enduro and the danger I think that it can bring. And I was really privileged of probably the last month or so to ride with some women on just on a fun weekend ride or whatever. And I was so impressed with how they were never afraid to stop and look at something and tackle it and like overcome it in that moment.
Yeah.
I know I'm really bad about thinking like, oh, I need to work on that later. Like, let me just get around it and get through it now. I'll work on it later. But actually, that's why we have practice day. Yeah. And to do that, and then asking for advice, asking, for different ideas and different set of eyes on line choices, and even, what works, what doesn't work. Learning from other people, if they're beating you or not, it's not one size fits all. So be adaptable, be willing to take that information in, because nobody's going to do it perfect, but we can fine tune it so well for ourselves to make it our best our best experience, basically.
And there was a couple stages where you and I were riding together, and like you showed me lines that I didn't see.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely not faster than you. But I think that just goes to show, like no matter kind of what class you race in, whether it's beginner, U14, U18, sport, hardtail, like I think that's a great thing about our series is like everyone is friendly. They're helpful. I mean, no matter who you ask, someone's going to help you.
Yeah.
So If they don't help you, they're going to know someone that can. I mean, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I want to give a big thanks to you guys for coming out and hanging out, sharing some stories. So whether you're
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks. So whether you're chasing the podium or chasing daylight on those last stages, you made this season one to remember. Next episode, we're going to be handing the mic off to you guys that are listening. It's going to be called Chaos and Carnage. It's going to be the Rider Stories Hotline. We've got messages from, across the people from the series, sharing their funniest, gnarliest, and most painful moments of the season. You're probably not going to want to miss it. I'm Micah, your president and your fellow sufferer on those transfers. This is Transfer Talk, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Welcome to Transfer Talk. This is the podcast about mountain bikes in West Virginia.
I'm totally putting that in this. Like, that's going to be at the very end, like after everything. It's just going to be like...
Or the class.